It was just after dawn, a quiet morning in a Baltimore County neighborhood. The kind of morning where you can hear birds chirping and the day feels fresh and new. But that peace was about to be shattered. Stephen Angelini was inside his home when he smelled it. It wasn't breakfast, cooking, or morning dew. It was sharp, chemical, and just plain wrong. He stepped outside and his heart dropped. Across the street, thick, black smoke was billowing from his neighbor's house. This wasn't a small fire. Flames were already licking up the siding, climbing with terrifying speed toward the second floor. And then he heard it. The sound that will haunt your nightmares. Screams. He looked up and saw her. A mother, trapped at a second-story window, her face a mask of pure terror. Behind her, smoke rolled like a dark storm cloud, thick and suffocating. She was coughing, panicking, clutching her two young children as the fire greedily swallowed room after room below them. The sirens were still distant. The firefighters weren't there yet. Every single second felt like an eternity. Every tick of the clock was a step closer to tragedy. In that moment, Stephen Angelini had a choice. He was recovering from a recent arm injury. His own safety was on the line. But he didn't hesitate. Not for a second. He just ran. He ran toward the burning house, toward the danger. Neighbors were shouting, warning him to stay back. The heat was a physical force, pushing against him. The smoke was acrid, burning his eyes and throat, but none of that mattered. Stephen looked up, past the flames and the smoke, and he locked eyes with the mother. He saw her desperation. He saw her children. "There's no ladder," someone yelled from the growing crowd. The situation felt hopeless. But Stephen didn't need a ladder. He positioned himself directly below the window, a small patch of grass, his only stage. He raised his arms. A clear and simple offer. "Hand them to me," he shouted, his voice cutting through the crackle of the fire. "I've got them." The mother hesitated. Can you imagine her fear? Letting go of your child, dropping them from a second-story window into the arms of a neighbor. It's a choice no parent should ever have to make. But behind her, the fire roared, a hungry beast getting closer. The smoke was so thick she could barely see. Trust was her only option. She lowered her first child, a small, precious bundle, out the window. Stephen planted his feet, bracing himself. He caught the child securely against his chest just as a fresh, violent burst of smoke erupted from the window frame. He didn't pause. He quickly passed the child to another neighbor who had rushed to help and immediately turned back to the window. "Next one," he yelled. The second child came down moments later. This one was a bit heavier, slipping slightly in the panic. But Stephen held firm. He absorbed the full impact, his own body a shield against the fall, even as the heat from the house intensified to an unbearable degree. Seconds later, the first flames burst through the roofline. The structure was failing. With both children safely on the ground, the crowd of neighbors began shouting for the mother to jump. The window was her only escape, and Stephen, he was still there. Still standing beneath the window, arms still raised, refusing to move until she was safe too. She jumped. He caught her, and they fell together onto the grass, a tangled heap of relief and exhaustion. They were coughing, shaking, but they were alive, all three of them. Only then, as the wail of sirens grew deafeningly close, did Stephen finally back away. Firefighters arrived and immediately began their attack on the blaze, but the house was soon engulfed. It was a total loss. Fire officials later confirmed the chilling reality. If they had waited even one more minute, the outcome would have been tragic. There would have been no survivors from that second floor. Stephen was treated for smoke inhalation and exhaustion, but he brushed off his actions with humility. "Anyone would have done it," he said, "but we know that isn't true." Anyone could have frozen. Anyone could have stood by and waited for the professionals. Anyone could have chosen the safety of the sidewalk. But Stephen Angelini chose people. He chose to run toward the danger, not away from it. 3 lives were saved that morning, not by special training or high-tech equipment, but because one ordinary person made an extraordinary choice when it mattered most. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes, all it takes to be a hero is the courage to act. Thanks for watching. If this story moved you, please give it a like and subscribe for more incredible stories of human courage.